Welcome to REELS on the House Jack City podcast. I'm your host, Rob Eggers, joined by Roy Herman. I'd like to also take this time to extend my sincere gratitude to all who have contributed to my GoFundMe campaign, which was initiated by my friend Corey Hahn of Corey Hahn Consulting. For any consulting requirements, guys, please reach out to my boy Corey and mention that I sent you, good old Rob, because without him, this GoFundMe campaign would have not started whatsoever. And he'll tell you, he even says it in the description of my story, and I'll put up my QR code for those who would like to, if you're not wanting to donate, that's totally fine. I'm not asking for everyone to donate, but if you can do me one favor, if you can't donate, can you share with me? And that's all I'm asking. So I want to share this. This is the QR code. I'll leave it up there for a second and kind of talk about, what's been occurring before we get into our real shit to talk about today. Right, Roy? Roy's been here with me through pretty much the whole incident with my TIA up till now, and he's a big part of my rehabilitation, like I've been saying all along since we've been back. But Roy, I want to give you an opportunity to kind of tell everybody that what a blessing, this GoFundMe has been. I am overwhelmed with how much that we have raised so far, and without the help of you and Corey and everybody else that's out there that also donated. And a special shout out to my two boys that wanted to be anonymous that are in my Midnight Squad, but you know who you are. I love you guys. Thank you. You guys are brothers. You've been my brothers for 9-10 years. I couldn't be more happy to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. He, guys, I literally got down on one knee today and I prayed. I always pray in this corner. The cross is right over here. I removed the camera, but it took me 27 minutes to get it perfectly where I wanted it. But with all jokes aside, if you click on this QR code right here, it kind of gives you a description and shows you what I've been going through. Roy will tell you firsthand, I'm stubborn. I didn't want to do this. I pushed myself too hard to try to accomplish things that I probably, could have slowed down just a little bit. Slow down, Rob. Take it easy. Take a little tap on the brakes here. But I didn't, did I, Roy?
No, you didn't. Everyone in their life, at some point, is going to struggle and have a hardship. Whether you're a billionaire or just anybody. Health knows no boundaries, no discrimination. It happens to anybody. And if you're in a position where you can help somebody, it's the right thing to do, man. Steve Rubin said it best. When you do something good, it'll come back to you. It may not come back tomorrow, next week.
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for that.
It will. And when you do something good, you shouldn't expect anything to come back, and you shouldn't be doing it just because you want to look good.
Right.
Public
Right.
eye.
I mean,
You do it because it's out of your heart, right? And
I am more grateful and with all gratitude, and even you, Roy. I mean, I know you've donated for me already, non GoFundMe, but you GoFunded me, in your way of showing that I needed to get where I needed to get for my personal reasons, and you took care of that. And I want to thank you publicly for that. Of course, I give you all the gratitude and all glory to God, because without God, He wouldn't have told you what to do, or even myself. So I'm just very blessed, to have you in my life as a brother, as a friend, as a co-host, doing stuff we love. And that's why this carousel behind me as well is a reminder of just where I came from, where it started. Like, for example, guys, I'll be also streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv You can find me on there at DJ Doctor. It's all one word. And I game. I play a little bit of Madden with the boys. I have an ultimate team. We have a franchise. I started one with the Bears. I have not won a preseason game, nor have I won my first game, and I lost in the fourth quarter because of two drops by a Dunze. How ironic is that, ladies and gentlemen? I don't mean to bring that up. That's a sore subject, but I just want to, and this is a perfect segue into what we're going to be talking about. And Roy, we have a lot to talk about today. We're starting our first edition. This was your idea. The reels are coming right now here on our channel. So enjoy these shorts and enjoy these moments because they're going to be iconic, especially when you get Roy in a mood. He's in a mood today, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
said
And
enjoy
what
your shorts. Hold on a second, buddy. I'm in shorts.
I know, enjoy it.
I got shorts
Enjoy
on.
being in your shorts because I know you're hot right now with
Oh,
Alex Bregman about the Cubs and then
woo!
Hall of Fame talk and controversy there. We have some stats we're bringing up. We also have in our segments here hirings and firings, and a stepping down of one most likely Hall of Fame coach, Mike Tomlin, 19 years with the Steelers, has stepped down as head coach. And then we're going to get into my hot and heavy, where I'm not in shorts, but I could get in my boxers by the end of the show. Kevin Patullo is gone,
Please don't.
and
But anyway, go ahead.
I am going to show, and I will find his Wikipedia, his resume per se, on why the buddy system does not work anymore in 2026. So, with that said, Roy, I know you want to get started right off the bat with Alex Bregman. So, AI, record us. That's going to be my new thing. I'm trademarking that. Um, let's get right into your former boy because you're a Boston Red Sox fan. You're wearing the New England Patriots, which I know you're very happy that your secondary team, because everyone has a secondary team, and we'll talk about that again here later in the show. But you have a guy leaving your team and coming to my team, and it was kind of like a dirty, like a bad taste in your mouth, right? On the way that Alex Bregman left.
It's not really a bad taste, but well, first of all, let me just say this real quick. I saw a commercial on TV the other day, and it was funny because the guy was wearing a college logo and whatever, and it was against who they were rooting for. And the lady's like, "Do you have a side team?" He's like, "Oh, no, no." And they're like, "Dude, you have a side team?" And it was funny, and I should have patented that because I started that a while ago, having a side team. But anyway, yeah, the Patriots I do share as my side team. They are so. But yeah, let's get into the Bregman. There's a quote there, not necessarily a quote, but it's some information that's very important if you get a chance to post that, and I can talk about it.
Yep,
But
pulling it
let
up
me
right now
just
for you.
break this down, okay? First of all, Bregman signs last year with the Red Sox, okay?
Here you go.
And
Here's
he
the
signed,
email for you, bud.
yeah. So, just to get back to what I was saying, and then I'll cover this. Bregman last year went deep into the offseason, and people weren't willing to go ahead and dish out a 6, 7 year contract, right? So he took a deal that had high average money right off the bat. And, he had like, I don't have the exact terms, but it was like 4 years. Okay, let's go with four. It was enough, all right. And he had an opt out after year one. Okay, I hate these opt outs, by the way. You sign somewhere, sign. Opting out means, okay, I want to sign with you, but it's like, okay, it's like, all right, you're dating somebody, but you're like, if somebody better comes along, we're not married or nothing like that. We're not committed. So I'm going to just go over here with the next person. It's the same concept. If you're going to sign somewhere, sign somewhere. But anyway, this opt out. All right. So he signs. He has a really strong, good first half. He's a really good clubhouse presence. Now, you and I were talking about this before. You asked me, is he kind of a bossy guy? Is he kind of a jerk? He comes off that way, but
Yeah, but he wants to win,
he
and
wants to
he has
win.
that winning mentality. He already won a World Series, right?
And so he pushes guys. they compared him to Dustin Pedroia, who was like that, who was like no nonsense. It's like, guys, there's a time for joking around, messing around, but when we're on a, 6, 7 game losing streak, let's be serious. We got to win. But anyway, so he had a really good first half, great defender at third, and so much so that they traded Devers away because that's a whole nother story in its own right. Okay, they showed Bregman, we're all in with you. We traded Devers. He wasn't happy DHing. We wanted to try him at first. They committed to Bregman. They said, dude, we're going to marry you, right? Okay. He gets hurt. Okay, people get hurt. Mind you, he's 32 years old, okay? So as we know, as we age, we don't get better, right? We tend to kind of
Oh, I know. We kind of decline. I was
father
going to say,
time
yeah,
and
father
things
time.
happen.
You decline.
And you have to stretch a little bit more, work out a little bit more. You have to do a lot. You have to work harder to stay healthier, okay? So he's 32. He gets hurt. And he misses a significant amount of time. Comes back. And when he came back, and that's another clip. If you want to pull that up with the numbers, you can take a look at his
Oh, the
numbers.
stats one? Gotcha.
Yeah, so his numbers
that up.
tailed off in the second half. They tailed off, all right? And by them tailing off, going into the postseason, all right, he didn't help the Red Sox accomplish their goal, and that was to win a World Series, all right? So the second half was a disappointment, right? So after that, after the season, he opts out. Now here's where I have a problem with that. My problem with that is come back and say, listen, I only got part of the job done. I didn't get the whole job done. I want to come back because I want to win this whole damn thing. I love Boston. I love my teammates. Thank you for believing in me and signing me. And I want to show you guys that I love you guys. And then if you want to opt out later on, okay. But you owed it to your teammates to come back for a full season and try to win it, okay? So what does he do? He opts out. Now, he's represented by Scott Boras, so I'm not going to blame it all on him, but he can tell his agent yes or no, right? So Scott Boras is like the Paul Heyman of WWE, okay? So he gets in his head. So this offseason, last year the Tigers, the Cubs, and some other teams were in on him. Those same teams came calling. He gets an offer from the Cubs. The Red Sox, the money wasn't the problem. They're like, I think they even might have offered just a little bit more. But what it came down to is he goes, I want to know a trade. And the Cubs go, done. And he called the Red Sox. He goes, I want to know a trade. And if you put that clip of that thing back up in there, he said security what was the most important thing for him. He wanted to know that he was going to be in a city for a period of time. Kids are in school, a home, a community. He wanted security. Okay? So I get that. Okay? And so with that being said, he signs with the Cubs. But where was the security for the Red Sox when they signed him? You see, it's all about the player here. That's why we're going to have a strike and a lockout coming out soon. The player wants security, but what about the team who made a commitment? They trade Devers. They're like, dude, we're all in for you. And he's like, well, I want security. Well, wait a minute. Now's not a good time to really ask for a guaranteed no trade. You're 32. You got hurt. You might be on your downward slope. So we're going to hand you a no trade. You'll be like 37 at the end of the contract. If you get 2 good years out of him and he starts going, it's going to be a bad deal. And so that's why he needed to come back, have another prove-it season, show he's healthy, can stay healthy for a whole year, win the World Series or come very close to it, and then if he wants to cash in. But no. See, I feel like he pulled the rug out from everybody, and he goes, man, yeah, I got hurt. I'm kind of concerned here. And Boras is like, dude, You are going downhill. Let's just tell you let's live off of 2017. Let's live off the old Alex Bregman that everybody knows, and let's get him to pay for that Alex Bregman versus the Alex Bregman of the future. Okay, so this is the
5 years,
problem.
175. Is this where you're saying overall? I wanted to jump in real quick. Where is this where you're saying where? I mean, just look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers pretty much bought a third World Series. Let's just not even watch baseball
Right,
this year,
they're
right?
buying
I
championships.
mean,
Correct.
and let's just be for real, okay? I
Right.
mean, they have sports science out there. People are like, oh, they just can't pick because they no. There's sports science out there that cheats of the human body as long as the human
Mm-hmm.
is doing the correct meals, the
Mm-hmm.
correct exercises.
Tom
If they're a
Brady.
lean person, if they're running a 4-3 flat, if they're running a
Mm-hmm.
4-2,
Mm-hmm.
some crazy shit right
Right.
there.
Right.
Um, they have the science. That's why baseball players and football players are the highest paid athletes in the world. And I think even some certain soccer players, am I correct?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
And then
you,
F1
yeah,
drivers.
of course. Of course.
So
I mean, if they're going to make the networks money, people money, their teams money, they're going to make it. Definitely. You're a
I mean,
commodity.
and the list goes on. NBA, let's
They're
not forget about
buying
them.
you. You're being
NHL
bought.
should
You're a
be boosted
product.
up
You're a
more, in my
commodity.
opinion.
They're buying you, is what they're
Right,
doing.
right, and that's something that
So that's what.
is easy. It looks easy nowadays because
Mhm.
5 years, 175.
Mhm.
This man better come in. He better not be a cancer, Roy. Okay, you had him.
He wasn't a cancer, but I'm just saying. My concern is he's going to get injured
You
if he
feel he's
goes.
more injury prone than
Oh,
locker room
he's
problem.
32, going to be 33. He got injured last year. Is he going to get better with age or worse?
So this is do you feel this deal was like a steal for Bregman or a loss and a loss for the Cubs or what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like the Cubs overpaid for him because they lost Tucker, right? They didn't get
Dodger.
Bellinger. They didn't get Bellinger. And they had to make
Bellinger in New York, did they make that decision,
not
by
yet.
the way?
Not yet.
Okay, so he's still
I,
in limbo
I
at the
felt
moment
yes.
because
I
the New
felt
York's ready to move on from them
yeah.
from
I
this
felt
deal.
like the Cubs got a little desperate here. They got a little
Okay.
desperate and they go, all right, if it comes down to no trade, fine, we'll do it. And I think it's going to come back and bite them because you had Shaw at third. Okay,
Right.
he's a rookie. He didn't light the
And
world
people are
on
already
fire.
writing him off. I'm like, God, give this kid a chance, man.
That's what I'm
He's a
saying.
good Christian man. He
You
he
know,
loves he loves baseball. He's well loved by the team. He's made his way. He's a decent player. It's development, ladies and gentlemen. I've
yeah,
worked in the industry.
yep,
I know what it's like to have baseball
correct.
talent to be developed by
Yep.
pitching, batting, hitting, fielding, whatever the case may be. That's why they do these drills. Okay, so everyone is developing. Nolan Ryan had to develop. I think there was a thing you were watching, but it was 1983. Roy, you're watching some baseball game that had Nolan Ryan in it, and who else was it from the Mets? Was it? I
Yeah,
can't
I
think of it.
watched This Week in Baseball. I liked that was growing up. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah, and who was he going? Doc
I think it
Gooden
was from
going
'86.
against Doc Gooden. So it's Nolan Ryan versus Doc Gooden. Nolan Ryan was 4-6 with a high ERA. People think, oh, Ryan, man, best pitcher. He had a bad year. He had a bad season. Okay. Was he injured? I mean, look at these pitchers now being injured but coming back. I mean, look at Justin Verlander, the oldest, the pitch. Usually he has to be the oldest pitcher in the league. And then Kershaw just retired. I mean, he should have came back to try to get a three-peat. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't you want to go for three? Would you
But he
can you
knows his
give
own
yourself
body
one
too.
more year knowing damn well right now you're gonna win? You know what I'm saying? You
It
wouldn't
depends on
want
how you feel,
to.
your body feels. If it's just like, man, I can't
I
keep
understand, but
dragging my.
one more year though, Roy. You know what I'm saying? To
I
to,
know,
to do
but if it's
history
not in you, I
for
respect them for stepping away. Because what you don't want them doing is just sitting on the pine and going out there and going through the motions.
even if he
Yeah,
demoted himself to the bullpen and took it, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
go get that third,
His head wasn't in it.
get that third, and chant. I mean, go for a three-peat. Make history. You're one of the best pitchers in history. He's going to be one of the top 10 pitchers of all time.
Yeah.
And he's an instant one ballot Hall of Famer.
Hmm.
But once again, let's get back to what we're saying about this. What really you said in the beginning of this segment that, and I know we'll wrap this up. We're coming on 20 minutes here. talk about that strike that could possibly happen and the salary cap,
Yeah.
how this will affect the game of baseball.
Well, I'm gonna leave it on this. Don't think the Red Sox are screwed here because they lost him. They have Marcelo Mayer, who came up with Roman Anthony, and they were two studs. Okay, he's gonna lock down third. They got a question mark at second base. They'll get that squared away. So don't think that Boston is they're screwed. They'll be fine. All right, strike. Okay, yes. So the collective bargaining agreement ends in 2027. They don't have a deal. Salary cap, which has been an issue that happened in '94. Look at these salaries. $800 million. Who's going to be the first $1 billion player, and how much are franchises worth? $1 billion. So you want to buy a baseball team, or you want to buy a baseball player? I mean, where does it stop? Where does it stop? Every other sport has one except for baseball. And then the second thing is the players, they sit out there and they wait till about January, February because they're shopping, they're trying to get the best deal. And in other sports like football, right away, when free agency, boom, you have happenings the first day. NBA, boom, the first day, right? But baseball, the winter meetings come, everybody's all excited, the big names don't drop, and now Bellinger's still out there. Bichette's still out there, okay? Yes, Bregman signed. Yes, Tucker signed. People are getting tired of waiting to find out where and who's going to go where, okay? And they want that to speed it up. I heard a rumor that if they don't have a deal framework, that maybe in August, towards the end of the year, they might lock them out, and it might be a repeat of '94. And this one could get ugly. This one could be they might just miss the whole next 2027 season because now they're going to lock in. They're going to dig in. They're going to say, all right, we gave in a '94, and it took McGuire and Sosa of '98, the home run chase, to save the game. That's why they belong in the Hall of Fame, because they saved the game. Bud Selig got in the Hall of Fame. They need to get in the Hall of Fame because, hey, he didn't do anything about it. So be it. But this time around, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. We might, and the thing is, if you get all hooked into the season and your team is doing good, like the '94 White Sox and the '94 Expos, because that killed the Expos, and you go on strike again, I don't know, man. It's going to be hard to get people back. Baseball's more older people, like my generation. The younger generations, more people, the younger generation are turning to soccer. I'm just going to say it, right? Or football or other. But the thing of it is they can't afford this to get ugly, and I don't see a way out of it because there's no way the player union is going to say, sure, we'll have a salary cap. Scott Boras is going to go, yeah, I'll take it. But then again, you can't keep letting it go. You're going to have the first $1 billion player. Where does it stop? So
Yeah,
it's
you're
going to get
absolutely
ugly,
right.
man.
It's going to get ugly. And
I'm trying not to
speaking
think
of,
about it because I love baseball and I'm counting the days down to spring training. Pitchers and catchers are going to report on the 10th of February already. So,
all right.
but
Well,
no,
I'm gonna do an impromptu real quick because I wanted you to do this segment. So let's go with this segment here. AI record me. I just love saying it because I just feel it's gonna. So Roy, the Bears and the Rams played this past weekend. It was a divisional round, and it didn't look good until the end there when Caleb Williams did it again, ice in his veins. The Iceman throws a prayer to Cole Clement and scores the 6 points. Santos gets the extra point, ties the game, goes to overtime. You notice how I say that? Because not a lot of people give the kicker Santos credit because you still got to kick that extra point. Am I
he's
right?
he's a really, really great kicker. He's
All
consistent.
right, and that was a clutch moment, and that was not an easy extra point. So a lot of people got to give credit to that. So with that said, we both watched the game together. It was nail biting there in the fourth quarter. It was nail biting throughout the whole game. The weather was a factor. I mean, damn, it was negative 17-degree real feel. It was one of the coldest times I believe in a Bears playoff game. So the weather was a factor, and the Rams even admitted it. Sean McVay admitted it. The Bears were ready. they were practicing outside in the cold while the Rams were practicing inside in their warm facility before they came to Chicago. Got that on a little back source. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about, and I was rooting for them, man. I really was, and I know for all you Chicago Bears fans out there, I just want to say a hell of a season. Don't be mad at your Bears. Don't be mad at Caleb. Don't be mad at anything that occurred. Hell of a young team. A lot of missed opportunities by Roma Dunze. But it just doesn't take one. It's everybody. I mean, look, Caleb threw 3 picks. Am I correct? So, I mean, that is some crucial picks. One including ending their season. So, with that said, the floor is yours. And let from a diehard Bears fan to all the diehard Bears fans out there. How you feeling, Roy? And what do you think would have been the turning point for the Bears to win that and head to Seattle?
So, yes, Caleb Williams still has a little bit of some fundamentals that he has to work on. He's still a little raw, okay? But he's special. And if anybody criticizes him for those 3 interceptions, let me say, do you guys want to go back to Jay Cutler? You want to go back to Mitch Trubisky? I mean, let's go back
Great
in time. You
points.
want Justin Fields back? We got a special quarterback
Great
here.
points. Great points.
You have to just give him a little bit more patience. Come on, he's in the air throwing the ball. He can make the special plays. Now, I know the interceptions are going to be, frustrating, but a guy by the name of Brett Favre, he was a gunslinger and he threw a lot of interceptions. He won a Super Bowl.
Bears
He's in the
killer.
Hall of Fame. Right? Ben Johnson, this is year 1, guys. Give him a break. Give him another offseason.
Coach of the year. I'm sorry.
Give him
Coach of
another
the year.
offseason. Let him work with him, but get off Caleb's ass. Don't start bitching and moaning about him with those interceptions. Caleb, you guys, Chicago hasn't had a quarterback forever. Okay, Jim McMahon, Sid Luckman, all right, and that's it. And the rest of them, all in between, they sucked. All right, we got one. Now don't get in the kid's head, and I know he's not going to listen to the chatter. He'll block it out because that's why he's called the Iceman. But yes, he still has some fundamentals he has to work on. He will. Second point, real quick, defensively, there was injuries. Tremont Edmonds and some of the other guys, they weren't all up
A
to speed.
brutal injury, by the
We need
way.
another pass rusher. Okay, we got an off season to work on that too. All right. So I mean, the future is bright. They will win a Super Bowl. This is a great league right now with the young quarterbacks. It's Drake May, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Caleb
We'll get into
Williams.
Bo Nix there momentarily.
I mean, my God, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. The league has never been in such a good position after all the legends were retiring, Brady and all the other ones. The league is back. They got great quarterbacks that are going to be around for a long time. And I'm interested to see how the Indiana quarterback's going to do. Mendoza when he comes out because
Did you know his brother played?
yeah, his little brother.
Was on there. Now he's going to the transfer portal. I mean, Big Brother's kicking him out.
Yeah. So again, and then we got to see what Cam Ward's going to do in Tennessee. But the league's in a good place.
Yes,
Bryce
please
Young,
give him a chance.
I'm
Cam
glad
Ward,
to see Bryce Young is
Cam Ward's gonna do just fine.
taking the next step. So we're in a good spot. League's in a good spot. The Bears are in a good spot. Everybody just chill out, relax, take a week, whatever you need to get over it, and be ready for next year. Because I said this before, and I know the trolls and the haters and the people that'll bitch and complain. You bring up the past. Well, history is a thing, man. You go to school, you learn history. You learn about World War II, the War of 1862. It's a thing. 84, the Bears went all the way to the divisional championship, or the NFC championship. They lost to the 49ers. It was gut-wrenching. They came back in 85, and they really were focused, and they kicked ass, and they dominated. And with Ben Johnson, I see that mentality in him. He's going to get them in, and he's going to get them fired up. And he's going to use some of these things to motivate them. And trust me, I think next year could be that year that they take the next step. Matt Stafford's getting older. All right. Sam Darnold, he's good. He's good. But he's not.
Darnold might win a Super Bowl.
He might win one. He might go down the class of Mark Rippon and some of those guys, Jim McMahon and Trent Dilfer. I'm not taking anything away from Sam Darnold, but he's definitely not the best quarterback in the league.
Hey, I'm saying it right now, Sam Darnold, first quarterback to go 14-14 back-to-back seasons with two different teams is insane. I think there's two other that did it. Was it Peyton Manning and Tom Brady?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
14,
and I'm
14
happy
wins.
for him because the Vikings thought he was expendable, and he's showing them. Oh yeah, okay, all right.
I
Put
mean,
that.
JJ was hurt. He came in. He did a good job. JJ McCarthy, as
Yeah.
we're talking
In his
about there.
career, look at Bryce Young. He still is young. He still could be good, but now they're going to bring in somebody to push JJ. All right, so they might bring in a Mac Jones, or they might bring in insert whatever retread you want to bring in to see if they could find the next Sam Darnold, and they had him. So
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the hirings and firings before we get into the Hall of Fame talk, because I know that's getting back into baseball, but I want to end the Hall of Fame talk for you because I think that's going to be something um, you're going to want to finish off strong. So, with that said, I want to just put a footnote in really quick, slide this one in.
notes. That's an inside joke. You can play that clip later for
WWE
people who don't get it.
Real is back. Roy,
Said it again.
WWE Real.
Yeah, the uncut or the whatever it is, the behind the scenes just dropped today. So they're gonna show the R-Truth when he was released, but now Triple H is walking it back, going, "Oh no, he wasn't released. It was just a little misunderstanding in the contract, and we just had to So, and then Becky Lynch, they showed her, and they're crying, when Seth Rollins got hurt. Um,
Well,
and then his son Fit went to school and told the teacher, "Daddy has a fake injury." He's like, "No, we can't say that.
that's not good. So,
We gotta
anyways,
protect the
I was
business."
gonna say they do talk about how they had to go to Cody Rhodes and Triple H like you are the guy, so we got to come to you and tell you what's going on because it wouldn't be fair, and you would be really upset. But we got to kayfabe the shit out of this. So Triple H decided to tell Cody that they're gonna do a work with Seth Rollins' knee during LA Knight's match, and you'll get to see the rest in there. And at first, and here's what I don't agree with: Seth Rollins was upset at first when Triple H said, "Why would you tell LA that it's well? Wouldn't?" And then he stopped. And he goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let me stop you there, Seth. Wouldn't you be mad since you are a professional, a master at what you do in the ring, a perfectionist, that you want to make sure that in all throughout the match you keep your opponent safe, right? So wouldn't you be pissed off if I didn't tell you that whatever you think you did to him was fake and you didn't know and you really thought that you had to go? I mean, and then he paused for a second, like, man, I didn't really think about it that way because think about it. That's going to be in your brain, on your soul. Like, man, I'm a perfectionist. I just hurt this man's knee. I threw his career, probably ended his career. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take him 2 or 3 years to get back to where he needs to be, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that gets into someone's head. Okay. I mean, even playing sports, when I hurt someone on an accident, it doesn't feel good. When you hurt somebody, you don't mean to hurt somebody, but you just affected their life. Like, what if they had a trip they were ready to go on that they were excited for a year and they have to miss out on it? Not a lot of people think like that. But, with that said, that's why when it comes to wrestling, I kind of like how they're pulling the curtain back quite a bit and showing people that we already know, and we're still are they losing a fan base? No, they're gaining more of a fan base because we know it's theatrical. We know it's a male soap opera that it used to be called a male soap opera back in the day. Not anymore. Everyone's enjoying it. Women, men, children of all ages. I mean, even some people that are older than us, Roy, are enjoying the entertainment value of it. I mean, the WrestleMania spectacle. We have Royal Rumble coming up in 2 weeks. There could be some surprise returns. Chris Jericho could be returning. We could have some people from TNA showing up in the in the role. We could see some people coming back from injury. Who knows? Maybe some secret signings. You never know.
Barry said, "I believe in Joe Hendry." He's going to be in there, so you know.
Well, he's already in there. He's already had some funny skits already with our truth, which you cannot pick two people to the better of any comedic entertainer in the WWE is those two, Joe Hendry and our truth. Absolutely amazing work they do. But with that said, I want to talk about some hirings and firings. So AI, record me. Hirings and firings. Let's start off, Roy, with some firings. And what is your big firing shock so far in the NFL?
Definitely the John Harbaugh one. I mean, big, big name coach, won a Super Bowl, and just got fired. I mean, wow, wow. Not even like Bill Belichick, where they go, "We're mutually parting ways" and whatnot. He just fired him, and you know he's the number one. Was the number one free agent coach out there. He had his pick, highest paid coach now. So I think the way they handled that was kind of shitty, to be honest with you. They could have did it a lot better, you know. I don't think a guy that wins a Super Bowl for you. It reminded me of like when they fired Ditka in '92. I mean,
It reminds me of when they fired Lovie Smith going 10-6.
yeah, and Lovie Smith going 10-6. I mean, I don't know. I just think it could have been handled better. They could have sat down and just to fire the guy. He wins a Super Bowl. He's going to come back at some point when they do a reunion for that team and down the road. And you don't want that awkwardness where he's like, "Oh, John Harbaugh's coming back for the anniversary of the Super Bowl, but is it going to be awkward and all this and that?" So I didn't like it. But hey, it's a business. They did what they had to do.
And now he's in my division,
was
as we
surprised
see
by it.
here. Now he's with the Giants. He's making what isn't he making 20 million a year? Highest paid coach in the league.
How about you get fired from a job and you're like, "Whoo, I'm better off now than I was." Nobody wants to get fired. That's horrible to get fired. It's one of the most humiliating, worst things in the world. And but for him, it was like, "Okay, thank you. You did me a favor." So
I hate going to Giants.com, but we'll do it anyways. New York Giants hired John Harbaugh. This is the New York Giants page here. We are on. No thanks. I don't want any of your updates. Go Birds. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
there he is.
Coach Dunny, I spoke with him the other day. We shot a message through text message, and I'm sure he doesn't mind I share a couple things of what he said. I'll get to it here really quick. Give me a second. A lot of people text me quite a bit throughout the day. While I'm looking for it, which is right here, just want to mention to everybody that come join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ DRBASE. That's DJ Dr. Bass. If you like gaming, you like watching Madden, you like watching Siege, I play with my son on there, and we do competitive gaming. So check us out. And I should probably be popping something right down below where you can find me. If not, just remember twitch.tv/DJ DRBASE. All right. So I was asking Coach Dunn. He says John Harbaugh and him worked together for 2 years. He was the tight end coach, and he was the O-line coach at the University of Cincinnati many years ago. He's a really good coach and person. Wish him all the best. And this was before the Eagles and Bears game, by the way. He said, "Go Birds and go Bears." And then he also said, was it Kurt Cignetti and I started their careers together.
Yeah, Cignetti. Yeah,
Cignetti, yeah.
Indiana guy.
Yep, as their first year GAs at the alma mater, the University of Pittsburgh, back in 1983. I was only one year old, everybody.
Coach Dunn's career, I want to have him back on, talk to him again.
Yeah. And he said he just wanted me to give his best to Roy. So and he will be on soon. So Coach Dunn, future guest, coming back on for his third
He's one
time.
of the most credible sources, and he's just had an amazing career. Can't wait to hear more of his stories.
So I mean that just leads in. Harbaugh's 63 years old, as you can see. You
He's
know,
a young 63, man.
I
Does
mean,
he
look,
look 63 to you?
he's young, man. Especially being a head coach with all that stress he had to deal with. He just knew how to manage it. I mean, right here, John's a
Harbaugh's a
proven
tough guy,
winner.
man.
John is a proven winner whose teams are disciplined, silent, and I don't have my glasses on, so pardon me, and prepared. The Giants chairman, Steve Tishk, his passion for the game, his ability to connect with players, and his experience leading at the highest level made him an outstanding fit for us.
Hell yeah.
And we are excited to move forward together. Well,
Well,
I'm
hell
not
yeah.
as an
And
Eagles fan, but I am happy for John Harbaugh just because I feel like I know him vicariously through Coach Paul Dunn,
right.
which I had the honor, to sit down and have some dinner with him, and we discussed our health. We discussed the times over at IMG Academy, and then he talked about his years with the Falcons, and we talked about, a couple of Dan Marino stories, and we'll save those stories for
With
the
him.
next time he's on, because I'm gonna tell you something. That Dan Marino story he told me is well worth the listen, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty awesome, and that'd be
And
cool.
Jim Covert, shall we not
Oh,
forget
Jim
the Hall
Covert,
of
yeah,
Fame.
and he was actually there at Soldier Field for the divisional game. They were going over the '85 Bears, so hopefully that wasn't a curse for you guys. Maybe leave the legends at home. You know what I mean? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Believe in Joe Hendry.
So let's talk about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Got a couple more things we'll talk about here, and we'll wrap it up. Mike Tomlin, 19 years with the Steelers, stepping down as head coach, along with Aaron Rodgers retiring. Thoughts?
I got a question for you.
Might have an answer.
Do you believe that
Joe
was
Hendry? Yes, I do. Haha, gotcha.
touche? I deserve that one. Do you believe that a coach? So, Theo Epstein said 10 years with an organization is enough. After a certain point, people stop listening to you. Your message gets a little stale.
It gets stale. I was just going to say that.
And,
Stale. It's a good word.
10 years is a good shelf life, and then you should move on. Do you believe that the Steelers' philosophy of they've only had 3 coaches? Do you believe that? Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and then
And they really haven't had a bad season. Did they miss the playoffs a couple of times? Sure.
right?
But
That's
have they lost their fan base? No.
No. So, I mean, do you believe in that philosophy where you should let a coach go as long as they want to go?
Well, I mean,
Or
I mean, if you're only producing 1 to 2 wins a year, get the F out. You're not the coach. But look at Belichick, right? Look at Belichick. Look at Andy Reid when he had his long
They had
tenure
to
with the
help
Eagles
Belichick out the door.
and his long tenure with Kansas City right now. He just had a bad season.
On too long, though. That's why I respect Tomlin stepping away. If he felt like he had to, that's cool. But Belichick's overstayed, and look at him at North Carolina. He's overstaying his welcome in the league. I mean, you gotta look in the mirror and say, has time passed me by? And
his girlfriend needs to leave him alone while he's coaching. She needs to go. She needs to go play on TikTok or something. But anyways, Mike Tomlin, 19 years with the Steelers. I think it's a good move. Like you said, Roy. I mean, it gets stale. In my opinion, it wasn't that it was stale. He wanted to have one more run, and hell, man, why not go out with Aaron Rodgers? You know what I'm saying? He coached Ben Roethlisberger. You know, he coached. Now he coached Aaron Rodgers. And then he has coached a few shitty freaking quarterbacks for his team. Does he go all the way back to Cordell Stewart?
no,
Or no?
No,
Okay,
that
that's
was
a little
Beck.
further down the line. Okay,
That
that's
was
how old we are. That's how old we are. That's how fast life's moving now. Okay,
It's all fast.
that's how fat. 19 years. Who believes that of Mike Tomlin? So
And he looks good, too,
congratulations.
for his age. Does he look like he's been coaching for 19
Dude,
years?
he looks like he can throw some pads and a helmet on and get out there and play with the boys.
These guys are doing good, man. Taking care of themselves. Good for them.
Absolutely. So
They'll
one
go do a
person.
year on TV or so, and then he'll reassess. Does he want to
Yeah.
come back to the
You should just take a
grind?
vacation and spend time with your family, man. You know?
Come back to the
Deserve
grind,
it.
or you want to do the Tony Dungy and just, or Bill
Right.
Maher and just say, I'm good. And he'll have a year to figure that out.
Right. He will. And you know who else is gonna have a year to figure things out? This fucking guy right here. I'm talking about Kevin Patullo, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say for all Eagles fans, I know we are happy of this firing. I don't have anything wrong with the man, Kevin Patullo. What I have a problem with is the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. It is like putting me as the president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen. I would not be a good president for you. No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, just take him out. I don't want to deal with them. They gave me an attitude over the phone. Just take him out. I wouldn't be a good president,
I
ladies and
could say
gentlemen.
something. I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, but anywho, let's just look at Kevin Patullo's career real quick and pay attention because for you math heads out there, this ought to blow your fucking mind. All right, college career. Start off in 2003 to '04 as a graduate assistant. Arizona, 2004 to 2006 graduate assistant. Did you notice the pattern here? Texas A&M, 2017 senior offensive analyst. All right, someone looked at him. Now here starts his NFL career. NFL career starts with the Kansas City Chiefs from 2007, ladies and gentlemen, to 2008.
Yeah, so he went, graduate assistant, right, Arizona. Then he made the leap to the NFL for a couple of years, Kansas City, Buffalo, and then it looks like there was a gap in his. He had a gap year in
Yeah, it
2013.
looks like he took 2 years off.
What the hell did he do there?
16,
Came back in 15, 16, and then
18, and
went
then another
back,
2 years
went
off.
back to college, and then comes back, Colts, and then the Eagles. Looking at that resume, it's kind of concerning. I mean,
Yeah, it is concerning. So
are any of those
so
teams
look at the Philadelphia Eagles. He was there the longest. Okay, look at he was there from 2001 to 2025. That is the longest he's been
if
there.
if I
Pass game coordinator from 21 to 22. Okay, so he was with Jalen, working with Jalen. So Jalen and him. So for you Eagles fans, they have a connection. So we just investigated that just now. If for those brainiacs out there, 21 to 22, he was working with Jalen because remember we
does
lost the
Jalen
Super
like him?
Bowl. We lost the Super Bowl that year.
How did Jalen feel about him? That's the guy that you would need to sit down and go, did you really like this guy? Was he your guru? Because if he was, then
Well,
I can see why they
4
elevate.
years they're together. If you look at pass game coordinator, assistant head coach, or so I'm sorry, associate head coach, excuse me, and then in 25 offensive coordinator. And then the recent departure, Patullo was named offensive coordinator for the 2025 season, but was let go in this month of 26 after the team's offensive struggles, despite some successes like a strong red zone offense. And we'll continue on. I'll finish the frickin' paragraph for you. They ended up shitting the bed by the probably one of the worst calls to end the game and the worst decision making with your season on the line. And if the mother effer, Jake Elliott is Everett says again, Missy Elliott would stop calling himself that, I think we would have had an opportunity to at least take the game into overtime. And then whatever happened there, I think we would have been like, ah. But look what happened to the 49ers this week. They got their booties clapped. Okay? Their booty cheeks. They are booty cheeks. And they are sitting at home now. They are fluke. So I'm happy the 49ers are out. Go Birds. I don't give a shit.
I just again, his resume is concerning to me. I mean, you're a defending Super Bowl champion, and you hand the keys to basically a rookie. He's never been a coordinator that I saw, so that's not the time to promote a first timer and let him learn on the job. You need to hire a big name, a guy that's done it. You know, they needed to hire somebody like that, and I think they made a mistake. Maybe the friendship between him and Sirianni impacted it. I don't know. I know you were talking about what were you talking about earlier? the Good Old Boy Network or something like that. I forgot what you were saying, but
I mean, in
the,
regards
the
to,
friendship, you know,
oh yeah, they were having the buddy buddy connection, and it's like, hey man, if you know somebody that works in the toilet factory and you're looking to have a shitty job, you're going to ask your boy, hey man, can I get that shitty job with you? Yeah, bro, I know the boss. Let me get you into this shitty job. You need to know someone to know someone, and if you saw that resume, he knew a lot of people, and obviously he wasn't good at what he was doing as an
I
offensive
just
coordinator.
didn't
Not at
see.
that high level, dude. I honestly think he's missing. It just shows with his resume, and from me working in the industry for a few years now, guys. Okay, I worked in the professional level, and Roy, can you know this?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I know what a lazy looking coach looks like. And when you're lazy, your team is lazy. When you don't give a shit, they don't give a shit. Especially in the NFL. You want to pay me millions of dollars to throw interceptions and I don't really care about my, team or care about I mean, there are team look at Lamar Jackson for Matt. I mean, he didn't he just kept saying, "Oh man, the kicker. Oh man, the kick. He screwed us." He's like he said it pretty much indirectly, but almost directly. Shit happens, man. Like, why did you put him in that situation anyways? He shouldn't have been put in that situation. Point
Yeah.
being is I've seen it, guys. This is the buddy system effect, and I don't like the buddy system
It
effect.
reminded me too, like, okay, so Bears 86, right? Coming off the Super Bowl, Buddy Ryan goes to the Eagles to become the head coach. And so they promoted Vince Tobin, whose brother Bill Tobin worked in the front office as an executive. You tell me that wasn't a nepotism hire. Hey, my brother would be good for this job. Well, you're going to tell the boss no, and that's basically kind of Vince Tobin. He was okay. I mean, the Bears still dominated in '86, but that was Buddy Ryan's defense. So I don't know how much credit you're going to give Vince Tobin for that, but you know, yeah, it goes on all the time, man. But again, you can't. You're defending champions, man, and that's what the Bears did. They gave Vince Tobin a first crack at being. Don't cut your teeth on a defending champion team. You got to go to proven commodity. Lesson learned out of that for the Eagles and the Bears from what they did.
And the Bears, can't forget about that. And then, right here, man, this right here, this happened yesterday, and there's a story behind this. You watched the national championship. I don't want to definitely not end a show without talking about the national championship and the Hall of Fame, and then we're gonna end it there. But tell me, what a game, huh? 27-21, Indiana Hoosiers undefeated, first team to ever go 16-0 in the history of college football. Probably known as one of the best football teams of all time.
I'm going to say this, and I know it's a bold statement, but when you talk about Nick Saban and who, since he's retired, who is that dean or who's going to be that next big name? This is the guy right here. I mean, taking a team, Indiana, who's never won a national championship, known for basketball, Bobby Knight, and gets them, and they win. And he came from St. John's, and in 2 years, he's brought this much success. But anyway, so he spoke with, we're going to do this, and this is what we're going to do. And he's very eloquent. He's very confident. He's going to be the next big guy. And I mean, if he can do that in Indiana, my gosh, right? Then again, NIL helps too. But still, I mean, it was a great story. A great, great, great story. This guy's not done yet. He's going to win more. In Indiana now, you have to put him on the map as a team that, hey, I want to go to Indiana. Before, nobody would have, unless it was for basketball. So,
I mean, it was a great game.
it
Look
was a
at your
hell of a
Miami
game,
Hurricanes were
man. It
there.
went
I
down to the
mean,
wire. Great game.
I'm not going to
Great
show all
game.
the highlights here just for reasons being, but
It
um,
was a great game. It went down to the wire. All these games have been great in the football playoffs, college, going down to the wire. But again, it was the coach. If you have a great coach there, and they did, he willed them to win, and he got them to where they needed to be. congratulations and a hat tip to them because they're going to be fun to watch for a long time with Signetti. He's great. I love him. And he said, NFL? No. He goes, I'm going to go ahead and dispel that right away, put that to bed. He goes, I'm a college guy. Always have been, always will be. No interest, zero. And I believe him because he's a straight shooter. He's not a Nick Saban bullshit. A lot of people would no, and then he tried the Dolphins and that didn't work, and then he went back. This guy, I believe him. He's staying where he's at. And if
As
I
we're
was
ended
Indiana,
here
they need
with
to
that.
rip up his contract right now, and they need to give him a blank check and say, you got a lifetime deal, dude. We're talking about the 19 years. Is it too long for one guy? No, this is a guy you let him stay as long as he wants. Go ahead, bro. Stay as long as you want. We're gonna do an open contract here that says no end date. You decide when you're done, dude. That's the guy that you do that to. You want to make history.
One guy I want to talk about too. We got a lot to talk about. Shit. Couple more things. So Sean McDermott, another one that surprisingly was fired. I didn't think he was going to get fired, but there's reasons behind it. And what's your take on the Sean McDermott's firing?
So Harbaugh has a ring behind his name. This guy doesn't. You got to win it. Bottom line, you got Josh Allen. You're getting a new stadium. You got to win. That's what it's all about. You don't win. Fortunately, that's what did Lovie Smith in. I know he was 10 and
Let's see
6.
what
The Bears were
ESPN had to
trying to
say.
win. It's the same thing, man. He didn't get the ring. So his top assistant Brian Dable went out, and he crapped the bed where he went. Um, then you start looking at, is this guy overrated? Can he take us to the next step? They decided no. So I'm not too surprised about it. They needed to go to the AFC Championship at least for him to save his job, if not get to the Super Bowl, because Joe Burrow's already been there. Drake May is about to possibly go there. What about Josh Allen?
Nope. I mean, and you know damn well Vegas wants to see that. You know damn well networks want to see that. Josh Allen is somebody that is one of the iconic players of football
Yeah, you
and
don't want
looked
to
up
wait.
to by little kids. Kids emulate him. They want to be him. This is the next. He's like the Joe Montana ish kind of guy, of our era, or this era. If I should say it that way, but hey, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of moving parts that are going to be happening here after the Super Bowl. So let's see what happens. A lot of rumor talks about a lot of things that are going down. I would like to see Mike McDaniel be offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, which I
That'd
said
be great.
before. Will it
If he
happen? I don't
doesn't,
know. There's
if
rumors
his
that he
ego
bought a
doesn't tell him
house.
that to stay, you know what? I want to be a head coach, so I'm going to wait and be a head coach, or I'm going to go ahead and take all these other interviews first. I'll get back to you guys if
I'll
I
just
don't.
be an offensive coordinator from here on out. After that, I mean, after
Oh,
that shit
Josh
show,
McDaniels, hey, what the hell? It works. It works.
no.
Paycheck's not bad. I'll take it.
But Mike McDaniel, I want him to be an OC. But there's rumors that he bought a house in Tampa, so something might be said there. You don't know because he might be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the offseason. So I'll be ready for that. But to end the show, Roy, I want you to talk about some Hall of Fame talk and
Mhm.
some controversy, and we'll end the show. Go for it
So
on the
the
real reels.
first the era committee came up because that's like every 3 4 years they do it, and these are for guys that have fallen off the regular ballot, and they're getting a second look, a second chance, relooking at the numbers, revisiting. You get new people that come on the committee that weren't there before, maybe held some grudges or whatnot, and they're relooking at it with fresh eyes. You got Dale Murphy, and you got Don Mattingly, who those two guys were faces of the 80s, okay? Definitely, definitely. And Fernando Venezuela, he sparked a movement. The Dodgers were like, I mean, with Mexican Americans, and to this day, there's still a lot of fan base because of him, Fernando Mania, all right? And you tell me the best guy out of that list that you go with that you give us is Jeff Kent. Now, Jeff Kent put up some good numbers, but there was a lot of talk about him in the clubhouse being an asshole, like you were talking about Bregman. This guy was an ass, and not a lot of people liked him. And he played with Barry Bonds, and you know, I just I know Joe Morgan, the late Joe Morgan from the Cincinnati Reds. He had a problem with Ryan Sandberg. I don't know what it was. He just didn't like Ryan Sandberg, but Ryan Sandberg was the best second baseman of all time. I kind of have that Joe Morgan feeling towards Jeff Kent. He was good, but I mean, come on. You mean to tell me Jeff Kent over Mangley or Dale Murphy? I mean, no way. No way at all, okay? And then number 2, today they just announced Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran getting in the Hall of Fame. Do you consider those 2 Hall of Famers? They're Hall of good people. The point I want to make, put up the clip for Andrew Jones and Paul Konerko real quick. Because if I say Paul Konerko goes in the Hall of Fame, oh, he's a homer. He's a White Sox fan. Yeah, right. Paul Konerko belongs in the Hall of Fame. Really, guys?
I wish I could side by side these.
Okay.
But we'll talk about this one first. Go ahead.
Yeah, that print is so small, man. 434 career home runs. 1,289 RBIs with an OPS of 823. Okay, not bad. 254 average. 254 average. Really? Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at Paul now. Let's look at Paulie. Holy shit. 279 batting average. 139 home runs. 112 RBIs and an 841 OPS.
So,
and I'm a homer.
You made a great point here. I mean,
not a Hall of Famer.
This is the research, ladies and gentlemen, that Roy Herman does. I mean, he is somebody that will protect his fandom. He is a White Sox fan at heart.
I don't care what fan I am.
But Paul Konerko, and I'm a Cubs fan, he is a fault.
In the Hall of Fame.
He does belong in the Hall of Fame.
Andrew Jones, the one thing he's got is he had those Gold Gloves. He was defensive.
I'm going to bring back that one more time.
Hands down. That's cool. But come on, with a 250 career average, and you don't have 500 home runs? You don't have 3,000 hits? Okay. I get the Gold Glove. Ozzie Smith, he won a lot of Gold Gloves. He wasn't much with the bat, but still, I don't have a problem with Andrew Jones getting in. But why isn't Paul Konerko in?
54 average, like you said. He has 434 compared to what 479 he had, and an OPS of what was it 841?
Yeah, I mean,
so better numbers.
Gold Gloves, guys.
Okay. See, that's another.
Yeah, put him over the edge, because they'll say, "Well, Paul Konerko didn't win, like 10 Gold Gloves." Okay, fine, but look at those batting numbers, man. And if you want to put him up against Jim Rice, let's look at Jim Rice. His numbers. There's other guys that have gotten in that if you Alan Trammell, let's go ahead, let's compare the numbers. But Paul Konerko is going to get off the ballot, and that's it. He's probably off the ballot already. Unbelievable. What about, we were talking about this earlier. What about John Lester and Mark Burley? Okay, well, they don't have 300 wins and they don't have 3,000 strikeouts. How about 200 innings a year? Neither one had Tommy John surgery. John Lester won 3 World Series. In the postseason, John Lester was like Jack Morris. When you win, when do you win? Do you win in garbage time? Or do you win when it really counts? John Lester won in 07, 13, 16. He was a major force for those 3 championship teams. Take John Lester off those teams, they don't win World Series. That's what I'm looking at. Mark Burley, 05 White Sox. Take him off there. And also, again, no Tommy John. He gets a no-hitter and a perfect game. Okay? And neither of those guys threw 100 miles an hour. So maybe throwing 100 miles an hour isn't the best thing, because what does all the guys that throw 100 miles an hour have in common? Tommy John surgery. Maddox didn't have it. So again, there's a lot of people that have been overlooked, and they're not. We need to really dig a little deeper. And I think some of these sports writers, they're biased, and I think that they're just on the surface. It's kind of like the high school popularity vote, right? There's a lot of people overlooked for student council or the homecoming king, if you will, just because of.
Still can't believe they do that shit. I don't know. That's just me. But that's for another day.
And so I'm just saying, I'm disappointed with these Hall of Fame results. And Carlos Beltran banging on the trash can, that's forgiven. That he was the mastermind behind it. Oh, that's okay. Okay, well then put in Bonds and Clemens. We can't forgive them. Cheating is cheating. Is it? Wait, let me ask you a question. Is cheating a good or a bad thing? Okay. So what's unforgivable? Steroids or bringing on a trash can? It doesn't matter because the point of the matter is it's both the same. Gaylord Perry's in the Hall of Fame because he threw spitballs and they joked and they laughed about it. Every ball he was throwing had Vaseline on it, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh boy, that's a
I'm
great
just
point.
saying.
That's a great point. That's a great
I'm
point.
just saying, man.
So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end it here. Very good first ever reels talk with Rob and Roy, and that was Roy's idea. Also, this QR reader that's up here once again is my GoFundMe. We raised $1,764. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it could be 1734.64. Either way, that's a lot of money. The goal is 2,800. And once again, it's helping me and my son. It's helping me with because I can't get a job at the moment. I would love to make this my job if we can make this happen. This is perfect for
This
me
has been
if I
your
can
whole
do my
life
own
since you were
job.
14 years
So I
old.
was 14 years old, and I'm already blessed with the Lord for blessing me with this money. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I get down over here every morning and at night and get down on my knee and I pray to the Lord. And I just don't pray for myself. I don't pray to be rich. I don't pray for any of that. I pray for everyone else's hardships they're going through. I pray for everybody that's sick, that's not doing well, might be having relationship problems, or just overall not having the world understand them at
How
all,
about all
and
the
they just
people you
feel
helped along the way?
right.
Anthony Stalter, you're welcome. I'm going to say it. The Godfather got you. If it wasn't for the Godfather, Rob, he doesn't get to where he's gotten to because somebody had to give him a start, and that was you. Okay? And I'm going to say it.
To all of us.
I'm going to say it. You've helped a lot of people along the way, and now it's time for you to get a little help. I mean, this guy, you're dragging your leg, brother, your back, your neck. You're in pain every day. You're suffering
I'm literally
at age
dropping my. That's why I can't get my.
43.
43, going to be 44 this year, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
know,
People
and
say you
and
don't
you're
even look like you're
fighting,
in your
you're
40s.
grinding, you're just putting up with it. And you're doing it, man. And you got saved.
Thank you.
You gave your life to Christ, and I know you will pay it forward, and you will help people along the way. That
Oh,
when
of
people are
course. If I
helping
have it
you,
and they need it, that's for sure.
exactly, you're
You
gonna
know,
help them. You're gonna help people along the way too.
money has never really been a thing to me, and I don't want to, turn this into another conversation. But overall, I just want to say, money has never been a thing to me. It's just been the number one thing I think a real man wants is peace and love. That's it. It has nothing to do politically. It has nothing to do with being
No,
selfish. It has nothing to do with any. It's just pure love and peace, and that's having Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and fear God, and know that God is number one, and he's the one that you want to have a relationship with.
yes.
So, with that said, here's the QR reader.
Help this man
I'm
out, guys. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed, and you will see the great things he has. I've watched it all these years. It's just you. The world hasn't seen it. I've seen this Netflix doc. Now the world needs to see this Netflix doc. This man is the real deal. For all those producer jobs out there, social media jobs, television, radio, sports teams, public access, whatever. turning him down. He's the
Jeez.
guy that makes all this magic happen. I just sit here and talk. That's all I do. Log onto a computer. This guy makes all the editing, the graphics. He does all the
And I
magic.
am a little slower, as you guys probably can tell. I mean, I am slow, and there's times I forget what I'm saying. So forgive me
Ah,
if it's your
shit, dude. Come on
podcast,
now, man.
if I'm like trying to lead up to a
Terry
story or I
Cherry
forget to
and
say some
Jack
shit.
Buck and all the legends slow down, but they're still
Slowing down,
legends.
man.
And
But
you're
I
a
love
legend.
doing this. I love
Okay?
talking to you people. Thank you, Roy. I don't feel I'm a legend, but I'm definitely someone that's in this.
Tom Brady
Someone
at
that's in this thing.
45 was better than any damn quarterback. I'll take a 45 Tom Brady.
And you have your Patriots now, your second team. And before we'll end the show with this, Bo Nix is out. Wanted to talk about that real quick. Bo Nix is out, second to last play,
That sucks,
season-ending
man.
ankle injury. Right, and it's over.
It's
It's
like
pretty
you're in.
sad. He got them that win, and now they're going into an NFC Championship. And you wanted to bring up.
It's
Let
like
me
a
see if I
video
still have
game
this up.
back in the day when you had a memory card and you had to save
I
it,
have it up.
and you're winning in Tecmo Bowl. Okay, you had to blow in the cartridge and put it in because it would skip. So you're winning, and it's like 68 to like 7, and all you got like 2 minutes to go, and the thing starts. The screen goes out. You're like, fuck, and you didn't save it. You got to play the damn game all over again. That's what it felt like for Bo Nix and the Broncos. You're just about to win it and then that happened. Like the power went out. That hurts more than the Bears loss. I'm sorry to Denver fans. Because you
Yeah.
didn't lose it on the field. You lost it to an injury. I could accept him more losing it on the field. If Caleb blew out his knee, I'd be like,
So you think Denver's cooked?
I mean, yes, I do. Now, Jarrett Stidham, and I know it was a feel-good story for Nick Foles to say, "Hey, look, it can happen. It can." Jeff Hostetler, the Giants beating Buffalo. It can, it can. Nick Foles, Jarrett Stidham. It's interesting because he was drafted by New England. And Belichick wanted to kind of move on from Brady and show he can win without him. And he had Garoppolo, and Rob Kraft stepped in and said, no, that's not going to happen. Brady's staying. Get rid of him. So they trade Garoppolo to San Francisco. Brady keeps winning. And then finally, Brady leaves. And they had Jarrett Stidham, but he wasn't quite, he just, it wasn't his time. He didn't have it. Was he overlooked? I don't know. So this is going to be his chance to play his former team and be Nick Foles. And he could stick it to him and say, you made a mistake and you should have stuck with me. Or he's a footnote in history and Drake May, they're going to run all over him. We'll see. It's a good storyline, though.
It is a good storyline, and we're gonna end it this way, Roy, because it's time to go. It's been fun. I think we turned this damn thing into a freaking podcast. You son of a bitch. So it was a great show. A lot of reels coming out. This is a great reels talk. I enjoyed it. But we're gonna end it with this. Um, set this clip up. What this is? Set this up.
88, man. This game was epic. This kid, you gotta love it. His balls didn't drop yet. He hadn't gone through puberty, but the song will stick in your head. There was a movie with Tom Hanks. I think it was called Big, and they totally stole this from him, man. If I was Hanks, I'd be pissed. He should have trademarked it. But anyway, roll the damn clip.
Hear the music.
Introducing Footnote.
I'm
Five-foot
gonna hear
electric keyboard you play with your feet, complete with microphone and speaker, so you can play, dance, and sing your favorite rock.
Footnotes. Oh, that's great, dude.
Wow. So you were able to hear all that audio?
Yes, sir.
All right, I didn't hear shit. That's probably a good thing. So as you guys can see behind me, that's Dr. Bass right there. That's my DJ name. I do and just finished House Shack City Mix Show Fridays. So make sure to check me out at HJC Media Group on SoundCloud. Love house music. Before I go on my gaming, which you'll be hearing tonight, I will be playing mixes from here on out to start the show out. So enjoy that. And Dr. Bass will still be alive on that some of the old graphics. So I'm not being lazy. I just think it's relevant. And then we'll be playing some Rainbow Six Siege tonight, and I also and throughout my streaming. So for those who are just watching this recording, I will be streaming normally around between now 9 p.m. Central Time to around midnight. So yeah, make sure to join us. Any final words, Roy, before we let us go on this accidental fucking podcast that we
No,
just
I
did?
just mic drop after the footnotes, dude. I was doing the dance to it. Yeah, that's all I
Yep.
got.
Never do that again. So as you can see, go Patriots for yourself. Your second team's in it. I think Seattle's going to whoop some ass, and yeah, we'll probably be on before the game, anyways. But stay tuned for more Real Reels. Your host Rob Eggers, along with Roy Herman. This has been House Check City Backstage. We'll talk to you guys.
Peace.